Behavioral Management of Elton Mayo. Elton Mayo, also known as George Elton Mayo, was an Australian-born psychologist who became an early leader in the field of industrial sociology in the United States. He emphasized the dependence of productivity on a small group unity and linked the factory system to the larger society. Elton Mayo was a pioneer in the field of organizational behavior, known for his research in the Hawthorne studies. Elton Mayo, he emphasized the dependence of productivity on a small group unity and linked the factory system to the larger society. Mayo taught at the universities of Queensland and Brisbane and Pennsylvania in Philadelphia, and served as a professor of industrial research at the Harvard Graduate School of Business Administration. He is famous for initiating a pioneering industrial research project at the Western Electric Company's Hawthorne Works in Chicago. His studies found that the variables such as rest breaks, work hours, temperature, and humidity all influence workers' productivity. However, he also realized that work satisfaction depended largely on informal social pattern of the work groups. His work led to the idea known as the Hawthorne effect, which suggests that workers' productivity increases when they perceive that they are being observed. Elton Mayo is renowned for his series of studies in the 1920s, known as the Hawthorne Studies. These studies marked a significant shift in the direction of motivational and managerial theory. These theories these studies were conducted in the workers at the Hawthorne plant of the Western Electric Company in Illinois. Unlike previous studies that took man as a machine, view and focused on ways of improving individual performance, Mayo's Hawthorne studies set the individual in social context. He argued that employees' performance is influenced by work surroundings and co-workers as such as by the employee ability and skill. These studies initially looked into the effects of physical conditions on productivity, such as improving lighting. Surprisingly, May found out that workers were more responsive to social factors such as their manager and co-workers than to the factors like lighting. The workers set out to investigate. In, in fact, workers' productivity improved even when lights were dimmed again. Mayo discovered that workers were highly responsive to additional attention from their managers and feelings that their managers actually cared about and were interested in their work. The studies also found that although financial incentives are important drivers of worker productivity, social factors are equally important. The Hawthorne showed that workers, the people, work performance is dependent on social issues and job satisfaction. The studies concluded that the tangible motivators, such as monetary incentives and good working conditions, are generally less important in providing or improving employee productivity than tangible motivators such as meeting individuals' desire to belong to a group and be included in decision making and work. Elton Mayo's Hawthorne studies conducted in the 1920s and 20s and early 1930s at the Western Electric Hawthorne Works in Chicago were groundbreaking for their time and continue to influence management thinking until today. Here are some of the key findings. The Hawthorne effect: the mere fact that individuals were being observed and their work noticed led to an increase in productivity. This phenomenon is known or referred to as the Hawthorne effect. 2. Social factors in productivity. Mayo conducted that workers were not just motivated by pay and conditions. The social context of the work, such as group norms and leadership styles, significantly impacted on productivity. Then, the importance of group dynamics. The studies found that the group established its own standards of output, which could be higher or lower than those set by the organization. Workers who produced above or below the group standard could face sanctions from the group. Then, the need for recognition and security. Mayo concluded that workers had a strong need for recognition, security, and a sense of belonging. When these things or these needs were not met, workers were more likely to cooperate and be more productive. Non-monetary incentives. The studies indicated that non-monetary incentives such as increased job satisfaction and improved improved working conditions could be more effective motivators than financial incentives. The human relations approach, the this marked the beginning of the human relations approach to management, which emphasized the importance of understanding human needs, emotions, and social interactions in the workplace. Elton Muir's studies at the Hawthorne's works demonstrated the significant impact of group dynamics on workers' productivity and behavior. Here's how Mayo's studies highlighted the importance of group dynamics. Social norms and standards. Mayo found that workers in Hawthorne studies established their own social norms and standards for productivity. These norms were often different from formal standards set by the organization. Workers who deviated from the group norms could face criticisms or social sanctions from their colleagues. Then, peer pressure and conformity. The studies revealed that workers felt a strong pressure to conform to the group's expectations and standards. This conformity was driven by the desire to be accepted and to avoid potential conflict within the group. Workers who exceeded or fell below the group's productivity norms often faced social disapproval. Informal leadership. Mayo observed that emergence of informal leaders within the group or within the work group, this Leaders had significant importance or influence on the behavior and attitudes of their fellow workers. They played a crucial role in shaping group dynamics and maintaining the group's productivity norms. Then, group cohesion and support. Mayo found that the cohesion and support within the group or within the work group had a positive impact on worker satisfaction and productivity. When workers felt a sense of belonging and support from their colleagues, they were more motivated to perform well and contributed to the work or to the group's goals. Then, social interaction and communication. These studies highlighted the importance of social interaction and communication among the workers. Mayo observed that informal conversations, discussions, socializing played a crucial role in building relationships, resolving conflicts, and fostering cooperation within the groups or within work groups. Overall, Mayo's studies demonstrated that the social aspect of work and the dynamics within work groups significantly influence worker behavior, attitudes, and productivity. This emphasized the importance of considering group dynamics and social factors in managing motivating employees. Okay, let us answer the following questions. The Hawthorne effect identified an increase in worker productivity based on letter A. Optimization of environmental factors such as lighting and temperature. Letter B. Optimization of the mechanics of the job. Optimization of the mechanics of the job. Letter C. Implementation of team competitions. And letter D. Knowledge that one is being observed. Answer is the Hawthorne studies demonstrated that the management attention and knowledge that one is being observed altered behavior and boosted productivity. Question. A manager who seeks to leverage the Hawthorne effect should. What is the proper response on this? Correct answer is the Hawthorne studies demonstrated that employees desire to belong to a group and to be appreciated for their work and their ideas. Thank you for listening and keep in mind the topic, the lesson, what we have learned regarding Elton Mayo. Remember all the theories that we have studied